Hey, Wembong World Entertainment, and we're going to talk Spider-Man Brand New Day because there is an unbelievable amount of rumours and kind of updates regarding this movie. How much of them are true? All bar the very last one seem to be pretty much hitting the nail on the head. One of them's about music and others about speculation as to who some characters are and stuff, and we will dive into it. So you can see, like, the first one is talking about Brand New Day's rumour reignites speculation about plans for the Venom symbiote. That's the first one. The next one is new TV spots confirm a major MCU debut and return, possible spoilers. This one seems to be a bit more of a nod than actual kind of confirmation stuff. Next one is the composer reveals the Wallcrawler's new MCU theme tune. And The Hand may have a bigger plan down the line after this movie. That's the one that once you see it, you kind of go, really? So we're going to dive into this. By the way, I do believe I have fixed the sound with the image. I believe we are back in sync. For some reason, it had switched from audio output to like a mic and aux type thing, and I don't know how or why, but I think I fixed it. So hopefully this is fixed, because it was bugging the bejesus out of me. Which means it was probably bugging the bejesus out of you. So just before we dive into this anyway, if you don't mind, do us a favour. Hit the sub button and the share button and the like button and the little bell so you don't miss any new videos and stuff. And if you're interested, you can check out memberships, all exclusive videos. There's a few reviews and stuff like that on there. To work on more videos actually for that. So, but let's dive in to this stuff. So let's see what it's saying. By the way, from what we're hearing, the pre-sale tickets for Spider-Man, which the majority of them are still pretty much sold out, it's on track to open at something ridiculous worldwide at like $500 million, which is insane when you think of how Supergirl fared. But this one says, over the weekend there were rumblings that both Peter Parker and Sadie Sink's mysterious character, Jean Grey, are searching for something called VMAX in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Since then, fans have pointed out that VMAX is actually a type of premium large format screen. However, before we completely dismiss the rumour as nonsense, an update from the Cosmic Circus, Alex Perez, suggests there's some truth to the claim. So he took to Twitter and he wrote this: Peter Parker and Sadie Sink's character will reportedly be searching for something called VMAX throughout most of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let me start by saying that yes, I'm aware VMAX is a theatre format. However, the statement overall is still true. If this is what I think it is, then they're probably referring to a substance being dealt with by Tombstone, though I don't think it's called VMAX. And this is where the hint is that it's the symbiote, the Venom symbiote. It says, at this point, it's worth remembering that we've heard chatter about Tombstone having acquired the Venom symbiote in Spider-Man Brand New Day. The rumour claimed that after the Scorpion is beaten and humiliated by the web slinger, he bonds with the alien suit, becoming Venom, just like his comic book counterpart. Now, if Venom was to be in this, like, Spider-Man becoming Venom stuff, there's been absolutely zero hints to that in the trailers. Zero. Yeah, people might go, what about his transformation that we're seeing? And that's him more becoming Man-Spider than anything else. So this one, now this one's an interesting one. This is about a possible debut and a return. So several Spider-Man Brand New Day TV spots are doing the rounds on social media in recent days, most of which feature familiar footage from the movie and a few never before seen snippets. The trailers have shown us Spider-Man accidentally crashing a wedding while testing out his new organic webbing. We're not actually sure whether that's why he crashes it. Seems more like he's in the midst of losing control before he's testing that out. So we just keep that in mind. We're not sure whether he crashes into the wedding because of that. And a new promo reveals a closer look at the bride and groom's helicopter, reveals that they're called John and Lucy. With fans eager to learn more about Marvel Studios' plans for the web slinger, theories are already swirling about who they really are. One of the most popular, I think that's meant to say popular rumor or theories, it just says most popular, is that this is John Jameson's wedding, meaning Spidey will likely find himself on the receiving end of J. Jonah Jameson's wrath for spoiling his astronaut son's big day. That would be a lot of fun, and if accurate, confirms that J.K. Simmons returns in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And there has been, he's been hinting at that. However, it's actually far more likely that this is a nod to two very specific characters from the comics, John and Lucy Riker. In the comics, General Riker is obsessed with capturing the Hulk. So they're trying to say, is this like Lucy and John Riker? I think Lucy, Lucy's the daughter of Riker, isn't she? Not John. So that's who they're hitting. So they're thinking it's either John Jameson and it's J. Jonah Jameson's son's wedding, or it's Lucy and John Riker's wedding, aka the wedding of the father General Riker. So we don't know. It could end up just being nobody. Keep that in mind. It could just be two nobodies, just someone named John and Lucy. Because the trailer looks like he's literally crashing into it, says sorry, and looks like he's about to bugger off. So, as for the music, composer Michael Giacchino, or however you can never actually quite pronounce his name properly. I have to hear it to pronounce it properly. Giacchino or Giacchino, I can never remember. Has an incredible, very long list of credits, including Star Trek, The Incredibles, Zootopia, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, The Batman, and Marvel Studios' Spider-Man trilogy. Star Trek is the Kurtzman Star Treks, by the way. I actually seen him live here in Dublin. He did 2 nights, and I didn't realise the night we booked was for... They just played a complete concert of the music from Lost, the TV series Lost. He did the music for that, and it was a show for that. The first night apparently wasn't. It was like all of his movies and stuff. The second night, the one we went to, which was recorded as well, it was for Lost, and he brought out what's his name, the big fat dude. He brought him out, and he brought out one of the writers of Lost. It was a great show, actually. So, after working on Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of home, Giacchino will return for this month's Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's exciting enough in its own right, but we now have a sampling of his work on the movie and his updated take on Spidey's new MCU theme. So they're saying it sounds more mature and that he's kind of moved it up to like sound like Peter's not in high school anymore. And he said this about that: I love that clumsiness of the character that wanted to run into the fray of things without even thinking, as a teenager would. And I love that so much of it took place in his high school world, where even he was tortured by the other kids and not just by these supervillains. I wanted a theme that could be young and turned into something much more heroic and epic. So it was important for me to let it grow and get to that point. There's a sadness to the pain and struggle. It was fun to allow the theme to be big and heroic, as opposed to plucky and clumsy as it had been up to that point. So it's pretty much the same theme tune. You can see it there. You can go onto the websites and you can hear it. No point playing it here, you'll barely hear it. But it is pretty much his same theme tune that he's had. Just it's, I don't know what's slowed down, but it's not as kind of funky, I suppose, if you want. It's more kind of orchestral, if you like. And then this one now. This one is probably BS. So, Spider-Man Brand New Day will bring the Hand back to the MCU, albeit with a comic-accurate makeover and a mysterious female leader. The villains last appeared on Netflix, where the clandestine ninja clan was portrayed as a threat in shows like Daredevil, Iron Fist and The Defenders. Most fans weren't keen on that portrayal of them, even when they got mystical. It felt like the original Marvel television was somewhat missing the point by having them take orders from the newly created Alexandra Reed, played by Sigourney Weaver. We don't know what to expect from the Hand in Spider-Man Brand New Day, but with Elektra confirmed to return in Daredevil Born Again Season 3, there could be big plans for them moving forward. And this is where you know this all falls apart. If a new rumour from My Time to Shine is to be believed, the Hand will receive its own standalone project within the MCU. I call BS on that one. Why would you give them their own standalone show? It makes no sense. And we don't know how much of a role the Hand play in this movie. I wouldn't think it's that big of a part, but alright, we'll have to see what happens. But there you go, folks. There's the updates. So there's rumours that they're looking for something called VMAX or whatever, and it looks like it's possibly the Venom symbiote. There's the rumours that the people in the wedding could be J. Jonah Jameson's son, that irks him, or it could be the wedding of the Rikers. Then we have that the music has matured, and then the rumour that the Hand will have its own series moving forward. So what do you guys think about all of it? Any of these you believe? Any of these you would like to see happen? Or what do you think we should expect? And are you excited for this movie? This movie is going to make $1 billion. Easily. So, like, if the opening weekend numbers are true, then it will open with almost the full budget or full take that James Gunn's Superman took in its entire run. This will have it almost done in its opening weekend. That's insane. But let me know what you guys think. Share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.